Righto, tomato. In this video I'm going to talk about Triple G and why does he win. If you've watched the first video, I discussed why Canelo would win. If he wins, why I think he would win, the reasons, and now I'm going to discuss why Triple G will win this fight if he does win it. Right, let's start off to say his professional record. He's got 39 fights, 38 wins, 34 knockouts. That is 89% knockout ratio. It's the biggest knockout ratio I've discussed in all my videos now. So this guy is bad. He's a bad man. He's a dangerous puncher. Okay, 0 losses and only 1 draw, and that 1 draw came by way of Canelo Alvarez, and that's why this fight is happening, this rematch, because he wants to set that wrong right. First of all, why I think he will win the fight. In the first fight he started very slow because this was his first fight, his first big fight, the mega fight. Canelo was used to the big stage. He's fought Floyd Mayweather before, he's fought Mikel Cotto before, he's filled stadiums with over 50,000 people before. This was nothing new to him. For Golovkin, this was very new. And you must keep in mind that most of Golovkin's fights, he usually knocks the opponent out in the first 3 rounds. It took him about 3 rounds now just to start opening up and getting his engine going. And I don't think it has anything to do with fitness or cold or stiffness or anything. It was just, I think the stage was very big for him, the lights were very bright, and it took some time to get used to it. In the rematch now, I don't think that's going to bother him, and I think he's going to come out rushing like a bull. He's going to start fast, and he's not going to stop till the last round. My opinion, in the first fight, if Golovkin started fast like he used to, he probably would have won that fight if it went to the decision as it did the first time. Second off, he's going to fix, or Abel Sanchez, his trainer, is going to fix a few basic mistakes. There's always mistakes that can be fixed. There's always adjustments that can be made. Canelo is going to make major adjustments. He said it. Golovkin is going to make small adjustments because they believe they won the first fight. They're just going to focus a bit more on some important aspects. The most important mistake that he made in the first fight is he didn't go to the body nearly as much as he needed to. Canelo is known for a guy that has a little bit of stamina issues. What do you do with a guy who's not fit? You punch him in the stomach, you go to the body. It's like money in the bank. The first few rounds it won't do much. In the middle of the fight and towards the end he's going to gas completely, and that's when you get the knockout. Golovkin, I think, was too anxious, too over eager to get the knockout, to put on a great show, and he went head hunting. He was like most of his shots, he was going to the head. That's not very smart to do against a guy like Canelo, because he's got superb upper body movement, he's got great defense, he slips with the punches, he rolls with the punches, and it didn't end in a very successful fight at the end for Golovkin. So the one basic mistake that he will fix, I'm pretty sure about it, is he will invest more in the body. He's got the most beautiful left hook to the body. I mean, if you've seen the fight against Macklin, he hit him in the stomach and he was down in the second round, rolling around, he couldn't get up. Martin Murray, it was so funny, he's Welsh. I can't do accents, I'm sorry. I've got my own accent, as you can hear, my South African accent. But Martin Murray, you have to listen carefully when he speaks, because sometimes you miss it because of the heavy accent. And he said when Golovkin punched him in the stomach, there was like somewhere, I think in the 6th round or the 8th round or somewhere, Golovkin hit him with a straight right in the stomach and he went down. And Mari said, it felt like I was having a baby. It hurt so much. So that's how powerful Golovkin can go to the body. Right, enough of that. Right, thirdly, I know Golovkin has no more respect for Canelo. In the first fight, I think he had way too much respect for him, and I think he was a bit weary of his power, because Canelo, although Canelo's knockout ratio is not as high as Golovkin's, that boy can punch. He can get you out with one shot. Yeah, I'll talk about that in a moment. He can take you out with one shot. So I think Golovkin was a bit cautious of Canelo's power, but somewhere in the fight, the first fight when he fought against Canelo, Canelo offloaded that big overhand right on Golovkin's chin. If you know that right, he used it against Amir Khan. He literally knocked the snot out of Amir Khan. I'm sorry, it sounds ruthless, but anybody who saw that fight will know exactly what I'm talking about. He like knocked him out cold. I thought Khan was dead. He was like going like this, and it like the piece of snot came out, and he fell on the mat, and he was out. And before that, he fought against a couple of fights before that. He did the same against Kirkland, a big, strong, muscled guy. Touched him to the body, overhand right. That Kirkland fell to the ground like a dead fish. He was like just flopping like this, and he was out. I also thought he was dead. I think a couple of people thought he was dead. They rushed over to him, and he was just lying there. But anyhow, that massive right of Canelo, when he planted it on Golovkin just went like this, and he came forward again. So he knows the power. He has power, and I know he hurt him, but he knows he can't take him out with one punch. So how it works in boxing, or how it works if you are an offensive fighter like Golovkin, when you pin a guy against the ropes, like Canelo, especially when he's a counterpuncher, it's nice to pin a guy against the rope and then start to offload. That's good. But if you have a counterpuncher, or a good counterpuncher like Canelo, it's very dangerous, because if you want to offload, you're going to take a chance to get countered. So it's every time it's a gamble for you. I think because Golovkin was a bit weary, he didn't offload as much, especially to the body against the ropes, and Canelo could just give him a check hook and slip out the back door like at the side and continue to box. Whereas now that he knows Canelo won't take him out with one shot, he can pin him against the ropes, and he can start offloading and taking chances, because he knows it's not that dangerous as he thought. And also it will make him, I think, because of the power issue, it will make him overall more aggressive, more effective aggressive. Right. Okay, my last point, I'm going to call this the Richard Schieffer wild card point. Let me just adjust this a little bit. It's also a wild card, like Canelo's knee. Maybe it means something, maybe it means nothing. If you don't know Richard Schieffer, he used to run Golden Boy Promotions, Oscar De La Hoya's company, when Oscar was like in and out of rehab and with all his problems. Richard Schieffer, I hope I pronounce it right, he knows his boxing, he knows the fighters, he loves the sport, he's legit. And he said you must remember, he's got no interest in either one of the camps or the fighters, because he doesn't promote them. But he said from the start, when the rematch got made, he felt like Canelo would win the fight. But he said, I don't know if it's a month ago, 3 weeks ago, I don't know. He went to the Golovkin camp in Big Bear Mountain or somewhere, and he said when he saw Golovkin train, at the intensity that he was training, the precision of the training camp, everything was just next level. he said after he saw him in that camp, there's no doubt in his mind that Golovkin is going to take this fight. I don't know what he saw, what all the stuff is that he saw, but he said he knows Golovkin is going to win this fight. So that might play a role. But anyways, that's what I have for Triple G. The previous video you saw, that's what I have for Canelo. So tune in Saturday night or Sunday morning on DSTV, and I'm very, very excited. I can't wait to see it. Please remember to like, subscribe and comment on my channel, and I hope to talk to you soon again. Peace out.